Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and today I want to show you, I would say, the most unusual rest area that I've ever seen in my life. You know, rest areas along highways, there's a lot of them in smaller highways, which this one is as well, but this one really takes the cake, I think. The Rio Grande Gorge rest area, which is about 12 miles northwest of Taos, New Mexico, and the elevation here is 6990. Let me show you around. Now this is something new that wasn't here the last time I was here a few years ago. It's now been designated as a national monument. So it's part of the federal government. And they have a lot of warning signs in the rest area here. This one as well. And I know this rest area has been subject of abuse in past years, so they've gotten kind of strict, and now the authorities come around to check if there's any trouble from time to time. This sign says water for rest area use only, not for domestic use. So I guess it's okay for foreign use. Don't quite get it. Nothing unusual about this. And this is a walkway only for foot traffic. It does have several covered picnic tables like this. Lots of big trees around here. Not a whole lot of trees, but some. And it has water fountains that do work. Has this big restroom building here with a very strong steel door to keep the hoodlums out. Has 2 urinals, a sink, and 2 toilets. But now this water fountain on the side of the bathroom building does not work. And here, this kind of grinds some noise. You can hear it, but no water comes out. Maybe they can get that fixed.
Yeah. Oh well.
And the Mujeres room is under 24-hour surveillance. And next to the restroom building is this board for posting activities or something. That's about river rafting. It says Wahoo! They do have a dumpster, but guess what? It's padlocked. Something else you will see here along this one edge of the park. Each morning, these vendors set up these canopies to try and sell their products. Then around midday or mid-afternoon, they pack up everything and go home, and then come back the next morning. I guess they must sell enough stuff to make it worthwhile. But personally, I'm not into buying trinkets like this. I didn't see a sign about overnight parking, but I asked the officer that came out of this car, and he said you're allowed to stay here 48 hours. And check this out, they have a bus stop here that I guess goes between here and Taos. It has a schedule right there. So if you're staying in a motel in Taos and you want to come out here to see the gorge, you can do it with the bus. Here are 2 covered picnic tables that are right near the edge of the gorge, which we're going to go out and see now. And from this covered picnic table, you've got a fairly good view of the gorge There's the highway bridge. You can walk up to that fence right there and look down into the gorge. And here is a trail that goes out near the rim. I took the trail that goes off to the right, which is in pretty good condition. And right here, this is as close as you can get to the rim. This is it. Now right down here, you can't see the river, but if you look off to the left, this is where you can see the Rio Grande, which is not very grand with the low water level. But look how huge this canyon is. It looks like parts of the Grand Canyon, I swear. You see the highway bridge there? It does look kind of Grand Canyon-y. It is pretty amazing. Now this is just a little ways further down the trail, which gives you a better view of the river. You can see a better view where it comes further down here that you couldn't see from the other stop. And it's a good picture to see the massiveness of it. And here there are no guardrails or anything to protect you or prevent you from falling in. Here the trail starts getting a little rough, but the large majority of it is wheelchair accessible. Now I'm back where I started, and I'm going to take the trail that goes off to the left. Well, the trail to the left just goes to this one overlook point where you can't see the river at all. Now I'm going to go up onto the bridge. Now this is interesting. Here's a sign saying it's a state park. Is it state or federal? Maybe it used to be state, and then the feds took over. The Rio Grande Gorge Bridge. And this sign is calling it the most beautiful steel bridge. They have a paved sidewalk on both sides of the bridge. And here and here, they have an overlook point. And this is interesting. They've got a few of these around. And I have searched Google, and it said that in the last 20 years, there have been 115 people who have jumped off of this bridge. So before you do it, push this button. I'm surprised there's only 3 love locks here. And this gives you an excellent view of the river from the bridge. So where I was before was off to the right side of the rim there. Directly under the bridge there's these rapids that you can see a little bit more here, and then it calms down right about here to continue its journey south. Now I have driven by the Rio Grande twice on my trip up here, and when I look out at the Rio Grande, it is very narrow. I think it's been a very low water level for quite a few years now. And further down the bridge, there's another overlook point that goes out a little ways, you see there? Well, there's actually 3 of these overlook points. This one is right in the middle. Nice view of the river from the middle here. Although you can't see how far it goes down. And from the third overlook point here, you get a really good idea how wide it is. Very wide gorge. I don't know how far down it goes. Well, now I'm going to take a look from the other side of the bridge. This is from the third overlook point on the other side of the bridge, which would be the north side. You can't see the river very far down. This is the middle overlook point. You can see it further, the river further down from here. And directly below you see the rapids. It's late in the day, you see the shadows. One time when I was at the Grand Canyon, I asked the people there if the Grand Canyon was ever completely full of water, and is that how it carved the canyon so high up like that. And they said no, it started at the top level. The river started at the top, and then as it continued from eon to eon it just eroded the rock going all the way down, and that's how it got such a tall canyon. When the river is so small, it never filled up the canyon. It started from the top and worked its way down. So this is the last viewpoint. Although you can see it from any point, you can stop anywhere along the guardrail there to look down. And they have one of these at each one of these overlook points. So here you can see the river the furthest upstream that it goes, right there. Well folks, when you're visiting Taos, definitely come here for you could come for just an hour, or you can stay 2 nights if you want in your RV. I'm going to spend 1 night here and see if it looks any different in the morning. Well, let me know what you think of the video. Good day, folks.